Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Bug drawing setup once again. I'm not even really sure what I'm doing here. Woke up really late, but said that I didn't want that to stop me one more time, so we're just gonna try. We're just gonna try. After all we've been through, we're just gonna try. So I did what I do when I don't know what to do, and that's say, I don't know, I'll draw something at some point. For whoever has the nards to listen. For whoever is brave enough to enter the memory leak domain. I guess I'll give it a second. Figure out what side quests we might go on. Show off my little like 2-second duel for memory leak Drawslop hour. Kinda slop, it's kinda slop. Let me make sure that chatting music is playing. Do your thing. Do your thing. No, it'll take. Give it a second. I'll give life a second. I'll wait for life as life sometimes waits for me. Life sometimes makes me wait. You know what it's about. You know what it's about. I know what it's about. We know what it's about. In all manner of immense defaultness. Throw an onion on screen. Hi Lucas, hi. Welcome to the bunk draw setup. This is Drawslop. Because anything that I don't put a million hours of effort into is now slop. Maybe that's evidence of a lack of value of my own time, but that's sometimes how it feels. First being making fun of Leek, and my second being ignoring Leek. Why would you ignore me? After all we've been through, after all the thriving I need to do based on your attention. The ignoring part's pretty rough, man. Like, trying so hard to make ends meet. You're out here telling me, oh no, I'm just gonna ignore you. It don't matter. You would never not paying attention, huh? I think I might be getting a bit like the comedy masterclass. Ever show you the proxy someone made for MTG? Well, like placeholder cards? Right? I think that's what you mean. Placeholder cards. And no, I've not seen. Hi Roxcon, hi Roxcon. Welcome to Drawslop. Oh my gosh. Hey, let me take a look. Let me take a look, Lucas. What do you got for me? What do you got for me? That's you! That's you! Opponent exiles cards from the top of their library. Until that player has exiled cards with total mana value 20 or more. Lucas will remember that. Why do you have hideous gaslighting? Absolutely disgusting mistreatment absolutely vile, terrifying lies and deception. Yes, sir. Up top. Yes, sir. I love lies and deception and deceit. I'm a big fan of lying. Nemesis in Act 3. For those who are not Epic Gamer like me, that is a reference to Slay the Spire. Roxcon plays Slay the Spire. Do you have Mount Fuji spinning 4 times? What does that mean? Mount Fuji spinning 4 times. Oh, there's an issue. Yeah. I understand now what's happening. It's because I forgot to turn off all the Fuji stuff and I'm not in a VC. Whoopsies. Yeah, I do not have the space to draw and set up YouTube Studio, so you're gonna have to deal with the fact that there is nothing. And that is unfortunate, right? The budget could not possibly get any lower. I could. I don't remember how to set up just like, so it's just me. So. Do I do this? Wait. This is an idea. Here's how we do it. In the most, like, bunk, wasteful way possible. There's an appearance of me. Haha. Create a Discord server and a VC just for you right now. These crazy angles we've got going here. Perspective gem. I may be on my PNG era, but I've always been on my flop era. You told me as a younger onion that I'd be subject to embarrassment for the rest of my life. I'd say, that's probably pretty convincing. Probably didn't need to tell me that. By all means, I could be drawing something like actually useful, like a special Fugi or something, but that would require doing research that I was supposed to do during most of the day. But instead of doing that, I woke up at 5 p.m. So that is no longer an option. In fact, I didn't know what to do. We ran out of plans. We ran out of pre-preparation, which means now it is a test of improvisation and good conversational skills. Ugh, yikes. What if you draw viewer requests like mine? Maybe in a bit. I'm warming up a bit. Doing some... But yeah, I can do that. Like, sure, man. You can see the memory leak disgusting shit. Memory leak arrow Chad reveal? If I... What hand, vaguely hand-shaped thing? Wow, look at this crazy perspective. Hope you're happy I downloaded this random extension suggested an issue thread a year ago to fix chat issues. Your devotion to the cause is greatly appreciated. I agree. I think the proportion building here is a little strange. I might do what we call a freaking cheat. Like, reduce the size of the head. Well, something a little more like this. Hi, good channel. Good to see you again. Yes, I finally made it back. I finally willed up the courage to say, you know what? I woke up at 5 a.m. Well, I better fucking hop on anyway. Because, you know, you gotta do something. You can live a slave to your terrible sleep, or you could, like, grow up and realize that, like, adults force themselves to wake up and go to, like, their 9 to 5. I can wake up and go to the computer and press the go live button. Evidently, I am the beaming trademark of professionalism. Good to not procrastinate. Yeah. Well, I mean, we all do it a ton, but You know, no one would complain about it if it wasn't good to not procrastinate. But damn, is canceling plans sometimes really fun. Oh geez, memory leak, where's pants? Awful like neck long. Yeah. Let me cheat again. I'm gonna keep messing with stuff like this a lot. That's just something I do. But doesn't that look more reasonable? I'd be watching this while doing homework? Yeah, well, you know, ain't that the truth? I understand. Like, I just showed up and pressed go live. I can't sit here and complain about being second monitor. Like, what kind of self-importance would I need to have to sit here and be like, yeah, every time I sit here and Drawslop, you gotta pay absolute maximum attention. So, I use Clip Studio Paint. I use like an older version from before they moved everyone to subscriptions or like rebuying it every year or something. But that's fine because I don't actually like using super fancy and stuff often. I just like the way that the brushes and drawing in this feels and looks, because Clip Studio Paint's drawing feels... And this is kind of the idea behind the whole program, is that it kind of feels closer to drawing analog than a lot of other drawing programs, if that makes sense. Like drawing in like real life. You draw in the game, you draw in real life. Maybe that's what Slay the Spire 2 is like. This is a reference to the game having a feature where you can draw on the map, and you can draw phallic figures while waiting for your friends to do their turns when you're playing multiplayer. But yeah, this is... Why are you so freaking, like, bastard? Throw some hips, man. Whatever, this is what we call a warm-up. Getting to Krita, but unfortunately Ibis Paint has kidnapped me forever. I have tried Krita before, but it was a long time ago, and I didn't find it super easy to use or feel of it. But I think it was also just a function of the way I draw and was drawing at the time. Not that I was very good back then, because I really wasn't, but... You know... That's how it is. I don't even think I'm particularly good now. I'm just trying my best, you know? You drew something in a wacky perspective. Now what? Now what? I didn't have a plan. I didn't come in with a plan. I came in underprepared. Again, I slept in until like 5 p.m. Big W's for me, right? I was like, oh, I said I'd stream tomorrow. I should probably start to actually make good on the promises I make. And so here I am. Evidently the most entertaining soul in the universe. So what should we do here? What are we doing here? What do we even do in the memory leak? What does he even do? It's a bunch of like design work I could do. We could invent a mascot right now. You guys want to invent a mascot right now? I have an idea I've always wanted to do here. Feeling here also limits me bothering my friends to be on call with them so I don't feel lonely doing homework. I get it, I get it. The passive Discord VC. In fact, like, it's crazy how good oatmeal and raisin cookies are. Like, think by the name of it is some old people food like raw liver or toad in the hole or what. Hey, don't be too mean. Don't be too mean to the British, alright? We all have our own struggles and fights in life. It's pretty funny, though. But yeah, oatmeal cookies are not that bad. They're not that bad. You know, it's either the memory leak lore made on stream. Goodness. Yeah, I can draw depictions of my life and the people who shackle me to the existence of being an onion. The observers for which I must perform to. The daily UK ranting session you have with your friend Noives and DMs. This is like a constant thing. Do you just like constantly hate the UK? Like, you don't gotta do that. You don't have to continue the cycle of violence, but you can choose to. I guess that's okay. Do people even like make mascots? If you were all like my observers, what if you were like little guys in like lab coats? What if you were like a bunch of different vegetables? Hold up. Like, hear me out here. Oh my. You're talking about like European video games from like the 80s and 90s? Before Rareware saved the world and the reputation of all of Europe in the minds of video game development? Like, the thing about this is that you wouldn't know about this unless you were weirdly obsessed with, like, off consoles that nobody cares about anymore from, like, the 80s and 90s. Okay, so Roxcon's out here pointing to anything made before Donkey Kong Country. I am surprised at your disrespect towards Battletoads. Let's hash out an idea here. We've got a concept. We've got things to say. What the hell? Maybe not like eyes. Maybe if we get like big little like glasses, like a cool like lab coat mysterious science. The people who observe, the people who choose to invest, the people who decide whether or not I live or die. Your little hands behind your back. A lot of head. Very head heavy. I'm gonna shorten that. Just draft up a bunch of ideas. Get a little like Doberman eye. This is a concept. This is a concept here. Like vegetable observer. Maybe if they're also like a squash. Make them a little more Mandrake-esque. Those little carrots that look like people. You mean like the ones that scream like Goku and Peak? They scream like Goku. With a dizzying frequency. This will allow you to become dazed and confused. Quite a dangerous enemy. Those vegetable observers remind me of like those things on some people's streams. Our viewers are like little random beings walking around in the bottom part of the stream. Yeah, that's the idea, right? Put your little mascots there. And like little avatars. I think a lot of the time that is like a Twitch thing. I don't know how to get plugins like that on either platform. But it is like a really neat thing, right? A bit of an angry pumpkin. A bit of a squash, a little bit of an angry pumpkin. Like, okay, truthfully, I don't know how this stuff works. For someone who is doing this, I am very uninformed about the way all these different kinds of streams actually function and do their things, or like why or how. And it's sometimes a little embarrassing. I feel like such a little noob. Like it just like happens. Frankly, I'm not even sure what people do to get added to that. Do they have to like subscribe? Does it cost money? Is it like when people read off their Patreon list at the end of video essays? Is that what we're doing here? Am I destined to become a video essay? Okay, Roxcon, it's easy to say, oh yeah, it's like web development. Like it's like a video game. Yeah, of course, there's programming involved, but I'm not a programmer. A video essay VTuber. The thing is, I definitely have a lot of things I could sit here and ramble and rant about, but I think once video essays become your job, you run into this problem where you need things to talk about and you start playing or watching or reading things explicitly with the intention that you're going to write a video essay on them. And then your opinions and stuff become kind of disingenuous because you have to manufacture passion about things you frankly don't care about. By the site to fetch data, using that data for both Twitch and YouTube, and you get the stuff. So although you hate me, so you'll ignore this. Roxcon, come on, come on. You're making such brash assumptions. Don't get bratty with it. Now, yeah, and again, like that stuff makes sense, but like, okay, but like, what does that have to do with like me plugging things into OBS and just doing it? You know what I mean? But like, yeah, the video essay thing, yes. Once it becomes your job, you know what I mean? Like you start and you make video essays about things you're passionate, you really care about. Once you have to make a new video every month, eventually you'll run out of things that you can really take a genuine, like, look at. And then you start just like playing things on stream in really bad faith so you have something to either complain about or say, oh, this has to be in like the most pretentious way possible, the peakest thing anyone's ever made, or whatever. Now I can say that, but one day I'll start doing like PowerPoint presentations on something. Well, like again, as long as I don't like have to do this all the time. There is a part of me that's like always wanted to do like a manga book club as like a stream thing, you know, give everyone like a month and be like, yeah, we can like read a manga and we can talk about it. And that might be fun. Be a little systematic though. But like, I think that would be a fun time. And then I could sit here and talk about like Kinnikuman or something. Some like ancient tomes. Kids these days just wouldn't understand. If you're gonna read anything that is like over 5 to 10 chapters, I can crush through 100 chapters of manga. Like I can do that. That's something I can do. Like, we're not reading, like, 18th century British literature. Roxcon, it's proven I like me some of that, like... I like some of that ancient manga. Come on. I haven't actually read Blackjack, but I'll get to it at some... Here's the spread page for the washing machine. This is a reference to infamous manga Rent a Girlfriend, where they put a whole spread devoted to an image of someone's panties in a washing machine. Be all kinds of different manga though. I like a lot of different. But sometimes it would honestly just be ones that are already my favorite. You guys want to talk about Shiori experience or something, right? My favorite manga for only deep manga heads. There's a lot out there. There's a lot out there. And that's kind of the cool thing, right? I just use it as an excuse to use my evidently massive internet fame to make people read things I want to read. It's my sleepover. I get to choose the manga. I get to choose. And today we are reading Yuri Rom-Com. Let's go. Roxcon be like, Leek, you should read Gone. Not to be mistaken with Gollum from Hunter x Hunter. Not gonna lie, Roxcon, sometimes you just like make stuff up. And you know, truthfully, that old stuff that's like made up Graggle Simpson manga is like often like really like I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes it's kind of hard to read. Phone appeared in Tekken, remember? No, I don't remember. Roxcon, I don't play Tekken. I may play fighting games, but like I don't play Tekken. It's just never coincidentally been the thing that I was like playing. Go Menumf. Go Menumf, Tachi. Small dinosaur roughing bigger dinosaurs up with really good art, no dialogue. These are the tomes that Genndy Tarkovsky studied as a child to become the samurai jack maker that he eventually became. Are the inhabitants gonna be vegetables? Roots of the Tuber King family? I don't know. We're playing this by ear, Roxcon. We're playing this by ear. In truth, I imagine that, like, pretty much everyone else would be, like, a regular socially acceptable. You know, besides me. Of course. I'm just so special. I have to hold it with my perilous sleeve. Because no one would ever be allowed to see my hands. That would be scandalous. Memory leak hands reveal. Memory leak hands reveal. I'm not talking about it. I can't remember the last time I read manga. The only manga series I remember liking a ton going to the... Am I getting, like, real one checked? Because I don't recognize that. Probably should. Oh, Detective Conan. Okay, that's a name I recognize. Okay, okay, all right. Roxcon thinks anything that isn't from like the 1970s is like super modern because he's got this weird like he's got a terminal condition, frankly. In like 3rd grade, damn. That's like culturally defining then. You read it in 3rd grade. I can make people talk about like Video Girl Eye. That would be awesome. That would be freaking rad. Classic like romance manga gem. And people talk about Kinnikuman, man. They gotta know their elder. And then when I'm feeling like giving people something that like normal people who aren't like me would know, I can be like, okay, fine, we can read Beastars. Roxcon, when I feel like throwing you a bone, we can read Ishinomori Kamen Rider. And then you'll feel better. Is Beastars is fire? It is fire. It's in my top 5. The great manga for goofy people. Make a presentation on Arrow manga and get banned off YouTube. I'm a decently big Paru Itagaki shooter. I do really like most of Sanda as well. Towards the end, it's definitely not as fun, which is actually kind of similar to like the last part of like Beastars, where like it gets more action heavy, and when it gets more action heavy, it stops playing as much into the really strong parts of her writing. Haven't really seen like information about it. I know it's released against my own will. Well, you know, I'd recommend giving it a read. I don't really like the way the anime looks as much because there's the thing about Itagaki's art style is that it's very expressive. And I feel like the 3D model thing doesn't really get that. But I'm also someone who is known to not really watch anime. I'm a big manga reader. That's my thing. That's my thing. Yeah. Read Hero Academia Vigilante. That's a fun one. That's a fun one. Bochi the Rock. Bochi the Rock. Read JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 Stardust Crusaders, and everyone's like, oh, we've already read that. But a lot of people watch the anime, and the anime adaptation that's most popular is one I'm not super fond of, and then I can talk about that. I can rant about how everyone thinks that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 Stardust Crusaders is paced terribly because they watched an anime adaptation that was actually paced terribly. Roxcon, 92 episodes of Mazinger is like an absurd ask of somebody. Like, there are good episodes of Mazinger, but like 92 episodes of Mazinger is a ton. Talk about Dr. Slump. Because I'm someone who just flat out thinks Dr. Slump is really funny. There's some people, especially in like American circles, that are like, oh, gag manga isn't really all that funny. I'm like, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. You don't understand. You don't know ball. You don't know like I do. Dr. Slump and old. But I mean, I could go through the list too. You know, we talk about Getter Robo. That's pretty cool. We're cooking with Getter Robo. Read Astro Boy. Like, genuinely, I just should. I'll get there at some point. It will happen. It will happen. Maybe I'll pick like a specific like release of it and then be like, hey guys, I'm gonna be reading Astro Boy. Heard of Astro Boy? I bet there's not a single person in the world who hasn't heard. Are you kidding me? Of course I do, it's Mario! Snake, do you know who that is? Of course I do. It's Astro Boy. I bet there's not a single person in the world who doesn't know Astro Boy. Are you kidding? It's Astro Boy! Did you guys know that Mega Man is influenced by famous manga character Astro Boy? Yeah, Astro Boy's also in that same class with, like, characters like Speed Racer, where they became, like, definitive, like, representatives of Thing Japan way back in, like, the 70s. Back when less things showed up and it was less normal to like things from Japan. I got to be in that, like, tipping point of culture where, like, liking anime as blanket was embarrassing when I was a kid, but, like, it was also the coolest thing ever. Like, let's be real, you were jealous. Now it's, like, a normal thing, but, like, in a way, sometimes I don't understand. And that's okay. I'll never be normal. I'll never be normal. I'm just such a freak. They could never understand me. I'm a demon. I'm an onion. Would never understand my swag. They just don't get what it's like to be a freak like me. Not stomach modern anime production values. It's very different. In a way that's often a bit slow. Maybe perhaps targeted towards Sakuga posting accounts on twitter.com. Yeah, whatever. I can accept that things are not for me. That's fine, like, whatever. Go off, Umftachi. Read Roadstar. I read the chapters that are available. Yeah, it's very fun. I do think the idea of a super driver's license that lets you drive anything is extremely. And I wouldn't get much of anime being chill back then, probably because my parents sort of got me into anime to begin with. The classmates would always ask to borrow my manga. Yeah, if you were in with the right people, it was actually a cool thing. It really depended who you were in league with, and some people thought you were weird and like a gross pervert. A lot of people still do. Especially if you like things that aren't just solo leveling, but that's besides the point. Solo leveling is like my spinning definition of this is like the middle bar. If it's better than solo leveling, I probably like it. If it's worse than it, I probably don't. But that's specifically reading the webtoon that is not the anime adaptation that's really slow and kind of just completely miserable to get through. Like construct and such. Build some power. Some drawing. Pretend. At this point now, I'm just like, I don't know, I'll just draw things that I think might look. And again, I'm out here and sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll come up with some brilliant plan to make stream really entertaining. And then I'm like, no. Oh, I'm just gonna press the go live button. It's fine. I'm not known for being a kind of simple guy. Life is already plenty complicated. I don't need to make it more complex. I don't know if that's true though. I do really like that ambitious stuff. But also can't blame people. Like, it's like when people cringe at other people for liking anime manga, but because of some fandoms made fun of a ton, I can't blame. The thing is, it's really just an issue I have with the whole fandom thing. Like, I don't know, it's... Call me curmudgeon-y and, like, disillusioned because I am and I am. But, like, it's true, like... People don't behave themselves. Or just like really mean and brutal to people. I don't really like being present in specifically fandom spaces for particularly long. It's kind of a function of the way that I've seen people be treated and been treated before. Probably not really what we're thinking here. Like, I really don't care if people are just like personally and privately like perverts or something. I don't care. That's fine. I just care that people are like kind to each other. And that's something a lot of people decide that they cannot be. This does not matter. What if we... What exercise was about? There we go. Don't that look better? Don't that look more interesting? Isn't that the truth? My life is like a dream. Something not getting deep into the fandom makes life so peaceful. Yeah, there's a point, especially I find when you get past a certain age, where it's like my life is not about the way I look to other people who like Hero Academia or something. And then you see again the way people like treat each other and you're like, why? Why do we need to do this? And then they act really, like, self-important with opinion. Be nice to me. Like, I know it's hard sometimes. Let bygones be bygones. Like, the world really doesn't revolve around you, and frankly, even if it did, then you'd have way more important things to be doing. Oof. Oh yeah, that's just me being like all complain stuff, and again, I try not to be super negative. Anyone drawn fan art of you before? Oh, there's a few people. Most of it is in like private circles though. Like I'm not some niche internet micro celebrity, not yet. One day it will happen. I do have a Twitter account that, like, if anyone ever wants to, like, draw stuff, that you can, like, at me on there. I'll see it. Hopefully I'll see it if it doesn't just get, like, nuked for no reason. I don't really have a tag, though. I guess maybe I just never even comprehended the possibility that I'd be, like, important enough to, like, put a tag of me. Which maybe is, like, defeating yourself at the starting line. Like... You know, I never did, like, the epic, like... first stream where, like, you do the debut thing and you talk about all your favorite things. I was like, I need to stream. Am I really gonna do that to, like, nobody? Stream the perspective. Back from helping your mom, your dearest mother, whom you appreciate very much, and I'm glad you do. You should. Ying. And this head always ends up. The perspective means, like, the actual, like, good eyes for the, like, different, you know? I don't actually, like, practice this. Why right now I'm just kind of and you can, like, watch how weird this, like, turtleneck dog collar thing I have looks. Don't insult my sense of fashion. Don't do that. Stop it, you'll make me insecure. As we know, my security and self-confidence is the most important thing. So please do praise me more. Sparky ain't working. Giant Sparky ain't working in the Retro Royale tournament. Oh, is this like some like weird Clash Royale thing? I thought you stopped playing that game. I thought you quit. I thought you decided you hated Supercell for their greedy business practice. We going back on our word? That's okay, it happens all the time. Do I play games I hate, Roxcon? Do I really? Draw fan early, any streamer I watch, like streams where I've participated in, don't really have Twitter. I understand that. I know a lot of people who do this have like a Discord server, but I'm like kind of scared. I'm like kind of scared. Because running that stuff is kind of hard and it takes a little bit of responsibility. I've had people like ask about it before. Running a server can be difficult. I used to watch it, asked about when you make a Discord. He said, probably never. Don't got people to money. Yeah, like, I don't... I'm not connected with people who would want that, and it's like, it's definitely not a given that you would have moderators. And I certainly don't have the confidence in myself to do that, nor do I want to. Like, I really don't want to moderate a Discord server on my own. That sounds kind of miserable. Which also kind of gives into the mindset. It's like, why would I want to put that upon other people? I know to some measure that's a way people make connection. Really get themselves into this whole thing is that they moderate for people who are a little more established. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just an ego thing. I don't want to do that. This funny perspective thing's fun, though. Don't really watch him anymore. Heard one of his friends is doing a bit to mod and help run it, which is good. That is nice, yeah. There's some people we kind of just grow away from, and we don't, like, grow to hate them or anything. But it's just, you know... We move to different things and this and that and the third. Admittedly, like, I'm also someone who, like, I don't really chat in stream chats very often. I'm like a bad chatter. I can only type like essay. I'm big yaps. It's why I'm sitting here behind a microphone right now. I'm so yaps. The banter is crazy. I have to stop by. Moving you to the... Move to the... It's not necessarily bad to type a lot. It's just that, like... Especially in a person with, like, a lot of people typing and becomes like, well, I can't respond to all that. You know what I mean? Got a little bit of space. What we do when we have a little bit of space is we draw something a little nefarious. A bit of a villain, a bit of a goon. I mean, once I get big enough, you could stop appearing right now if you so desired. I don't have the right to tell you you have to come and... Like, you are free to do what you want. I'm not gonna sit here and be, like, the most, like, possessive, like, BFE streamer of all time. Look, Roxcon, I would definitely miss you if you were gone. I just have no right to say you have to stay. You know what I mean? Yeah, one of my things I do when I have blank space on a canvas, I draw a little Goomba. I love drawing me a little Goomba. No, don't walk away with your big dented head. I love your headphone dent. It's my favorite part. My favorite part of you, Oomph-chan. It's your big headphone dent. It means you're a good listener. Alright, good luck with your dinner. Wonder what's for dinner. A nefarious barb hut. Barbarian hut. Alright. Doing like the same. Every day is the same but worse. Drawings are looking very cute. Well, I'm glad you think so. I'm glad they're not going to send me to the gallows today. To be executed. That would be a terrifying fate, would it not? Yeah. Okay. Sentence filler. Sentence enhancer. I understand. I must do now. I've got an idea. mighty fun. Bit of a tribute to a champion of mine. Who inspires me every day to try harder, as is his catchphrase. Favorite barbarian of the bunch? Looking like a whole bunch of barbarians. It's a barbarian hut in here. Slay the Spirecast versus all the barbarians in Clash Royale. All the barbarians you could possibly train, with all the elixir in the world. Practically endless army of reliable friends, bearing resemblance to famous pro wrestler, the late Hulk Hogan. I have 5 from the regular card, the Barb Barrel, E-Barb, and Barb. That's a lot of Barb, but you know. The cast of Slay the Spire is quite mighty. Over here. Get moved. Get shoved. Get turned. How goes the stream so far? We're having an alright time. Been doing a hardcore Iron Man of a game because you're such a pro gamer that you have not been paying attention. You've been denying me what I truly deserve, which is all of your focus as the first monitored content genius of his time. Memory Leek. I hope it's fun. Care to share with the class? What are you doing? What is the rule set for what game? And then when it's a game I don't know, I can be like, oh, I don't care. Our adventuring guild? It's probably something you've like linked in a group chat before. I've definitely like heard that name. Oh, that's why, because you play it with my good friend, Shrimp. Who is a friend of the channel. And in fact, my ally. And, you know, on the topic, I did actually get into contact with her, and we, came to plan. And I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it later, actually, because, people I want to announce that isn't right. But We'll be there. New stream on Thursday. Would have thought I might actually get back to the 3-a-week schedule, which I should at the very least realistically should be capable of more than that, but like, you try to post like a link or something. Yeah, I don't like links much on YouTube, it seems, which is like fine. You're not getting back to the 3-week schedule. I don't believe in you. Roxcon would never believe in me. I wish Memory Leek was a streamer so we could Sonic freaking 2. I don't know, maybe Saturday. Play Sonic 2 on Saturday, maybe. If you're so lucky. I feel so inclined. Then perhaps, even a chance that I might fulfill your request. I can fulfill your request, because it is very helpful and societally acceptable. I can fulfill this request. It does not contain hate speech. We are in fact just fine. Currently, by my bar put heart, I'm currently running the Ram Rider from Clash of Clans. What? Ramillion Rider. It is I, the Ram Rider. Oh, the Battle Ram, carried by Barbs. The Nefarious Barbarian. Yes. So, I just stalled completely, just blew an explosive in my brain. Completely lacking any sort of continual mental process. It's almost like I'm brainless. You know what? Sometimes you don't have a brain. Sometimes you're not grown from home with a brain. Sometimes you have to find that brain among the scattered masses of terrible things growing within the ground. Don't we all come from the ground? Don't we all go back to it? End of the day, because sometimes playing in the dirt is fun. Keep doodling, buddy. Keep doodling. We know what to do to guys like. I want to make color. I want to make it up a different amount of space on the screen. This will allow me to This will allow me to draw it in a bigger size, perhaps commanding more attention from the human. Watch me. Until I meet the nefarious one guy who is like me in vegetabledom. Much akin to memory leak. What the fuck is bro even saying? Bro just said, yes, I am. I am, in fact. Yes, that's what they expect from me. Like, would you prefer I just be quiet, give you your head space, really take my feet off the gas and... Like, wouldn't that be psychotic? It'd be weird if I wasn't talking, frankly. I would expect you to continue to be you, because Memory Leak, you are beautiful. Roxcon, don't even... I'm cracking my knuckles. I'm walking up towards you slowly. Better choose your next words carefully. Black, white, or blue. Sorry, I read the word flamingo, and it did terrible things to my psyche. Hero Magic Archer. Good news, 5 more stickers and get my free Magic Archer. Friendship and hugs. I love friendship and hugs. The world is so nice when we're kind to each other. Perhaps we should try it again. So awkward. Maybe if we leveled up. face is getting moved. Get your face moved. On that liquefy tool. How do you feel about the Super Mario Galaxy movie? It is certainly a movie being made by people to make an exorbitant amount of money. They will profit like crazy. Oh no, Memory's gonna draw a hand. Watch out. That's hand enough. Let's give him a hand. Haha. Clap, 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 clap. Draw a hand, but it's like a little mitt like God intended. If I don't want to. Just deny Mark. I cannot fulfill this request because it contains anti-onion speech. Imagine. I'm so mad. I'm gonna go play Neo Turf Masters, famous golf video game for the Neo Geo arcade system. And imagine you're at the ball. I might be elected most puntable streamer of 2026. And you know what? An award's an award. I may in fact be in danger, but at least I'm memorable. Don't know the term. Definitely. Who are you drawing, by the way? A friend, an ally. You're wacky. Right, does this... Probably. Looks right enough. Now you can do all the hair cloaking with things. First, really awesome, super cool eyeliner. We all have really awesome, super cool eyeliner. They emphasize our eyes in this econ. Can't see destiny in her eyes, then why even bother? Oh my gosh. Your little stupid sideburn thing are making it hard to have clarity with my drawing of a hand. You bastard! And now I have to draw better. You're drawing me, Leek, but I'm not as delicate as... You know what, Roxcon? I believe. Will become awesome and refined and wonderful that day. Roxcon is done being... Alright, alright. My little, like, underdrawing, like, blue was a little darker here, which really messes with the readability, which makes me kind of sad because it's too late to change it now. But that's just how it's gonna be, and that's the life we live. We live with our mistakes. As people who take responsibility for their shortcomings. I'm just like you. You're just like me. We take responsibility. We carry through. Do what we need to do. I am a girl like you. Bleh. Like flap. Everyone always gotta have a bunch of little greeble and fun details on their head. A million hair clips. Every VTuber. Everyone. A little SpongeBob flower. SpongeBob flower having head. That's awesome. And aren't we all so damn cute? Oh, I'm drawing a friend. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It is great to see you. It is great to hear from you. And most importantly, it is great to be alive on a Tuesday afternoon in the great summer of 1942. What do you mean it's not 1942? And you better believe it's not summer. This for the people. Place them better. Isn't that already so much more interesting? So great being alive and like getting tired of clearing my homework. I'm gonna dilly-dally to some art. Ain't that the truth? Me drawing like, oh, this is like self-improvement. Even though it's actually just an excuse to loiter. And I love loitering. Oh yeah, you're an onion. I'm thinking about almost like so close to agree. And, you know, that's how it is. And sometimes you just gotta stop and be like, I can't keep racing and drawing things that much longer. Alright, this was... I'm gonna have to run off in a second. So I'm going to sign off with that. With a shout out to a friend of the channel. And a go men for this being short. Next time I will try to have something maybe a little more coherent. Cat RoxCon, I'm sorry for the short one today. I just have to attend to things, alright? Thank you for stopping by. Love having ya. See you guys Thursday when we continue Danganronpa. It's finally happening. And with that, I'm going to say toodles.